Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to CBS Sports Network. Here we are in Southern California, the home of sand, sun, surf, and bikinis. But today, we're going off-road truck racing. This is Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas, Stadium Super Truck Racing rounds 13 and 14. Hi, folks. My name's Sean Sermony. Down in the pits, grabbing all the action will be Taylor Snyder, and alongside of me is seven-time AMA National Motorcycle Champion and off-road truck racing superstar, the original bad boy himself, Ricky Johnson. Folks, this is the Sand Sport Super Show at the OC Fair and Event Center, Stadium Super Truck Racing. But first, let's go back a few weeks to rounds 11 and 12 in Toronto, Canada. Looking at the points, Ricky Johnson, Sheldon Creed with a halfway respectable lead right now.
Well, right now, Sean, it's a four-way battle for this championship with Sheldon Creed with 322 in first. In second place is Robbie Gordon, only 11 points out of first. Third, EJ Viso, 41 down. And fourth place, Keegan Kincaid, only 43 points down. So it's anybody's championship at this point.
That's right, Ricky. And there are 3 rounds happening here at the Sand Sports Super Show. As you're seeing, 13 and 14. Each round will have one single truck qualifying session, taking the fastest of 2 laps. That will grid them up for one of the 2 heat races for each session. And then, of course, each session will have a main event.
Well, Sean, in the main event, the lineup is determined by the heat race finish. They take the top 3 rows, invert them to make the racing even that much more exciting. We go into a 20-lap main event with a competition yellow at halfway. But the very tricky Joker lane is something we got to talk about.
That's right, Ricky. We have to have the Joker lane once in the heat race and twice in the main event. It is up to the drivers of when they're going to take that Joker lap.
That's right, Sean. They have to take it once before the competition yellow and then once after.
All right, let's go down to Taylor Snyder and get in with Robbie Gordon.
Robbie Gordon here, Stadium Super Trucks in Costa Mesa, California. You're not repping your orange speed colors this weekend. You've got a new wrap. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I know. It's a relationship that we started a couple months ago with Articat. We've got Articat side-by-sides running out here with us, and obviously we're debuting the Articat SST truck. One thing nice about this truck is we're going to be able to use it to bring some other drivers into the series. So I'll get back into my orange truck soon, and you'll see some other drivers in the Articat truck.
Any really tough competitors that you're worried about tonight coming into the race?
You know, I'm pretty excited to see Mad Mike go for it. You know, looking forward to see how he does. Obviously, you know, you can't count out the Traxxas driver, Sheldon Creed, and PJ Jones is driving for Kincaid this weekend. So obviously those 2 trucks will be tough, but Scotty Steele, he was on a mission at the last race.
All right, well, keep an eye out for Robbie Gordon in the green Arctic Cat Stadium Super Trucks all race weekend.
Thank you so much, Taylor. And here we are sitting on board with Charles Dorrance as we get ready to go feature racing for round number 13. And there is Robbie Gordon in his bright orange Speed Energy helmet in that Wildcat sponsored truck. Right next to him, that is open wheel specialist Augie Lurch here this weekend making his Stadium Super Truck debut. Right next to him, Ricky,
PJ Jones is looking strong tonight in that Traxxas truck.
there is Scotty Steele, ready to go. Scotty Steele having a great 2015, several podiums and his first overall. And then the look of determination in the eyes of Burt Jenner. Ready to go. This is his hometown track.
And also coming off a heat race win, we look for big things out of Burt tonight.
And then there is Gas Monkey Garage and Fasten Out TV superstar Aaron Kaufman in his debut here in Stadium Super Trucks. We were wishing him luck. And then lined up next to him in that camel-looking helmet, that is Bill Hines. Then, of course, Ricky, the showstopper himself.
Winner of Heat Race 2 and the point leader, Sheldon Creed, looking strong, and Mad Mike with it. And with him down there is Taylor Snyder.
Mad Mike just fresh out of the heat races. You put excellent race out there. Finished third. Talk a little bit about it.
Oh man, I just try to stay with the good guys. You know, we qualified well. We had pole position and for Heat 2. Sheldon Creed and Scotty Steele were right behind me. Scotty came in and just gave me a bit of a punch. So I was like, okay, Rubbin's racing. It's just so much fun out there. These trucks are amazing. Just like flat landing off those big jumps. It's like really smooth, the suspension. It was a little bit wrecked up, but you can see my trucks looks like new again. So we're ready to go out for the finals. They got an amazing crew here as well.
Wish you best of luck in the final race today.
Right, thank you so much.
Mad Mike Witta having his debut here, finishing third in the heat race. Great way to start. Few seconds away from going green. Ricky Johnson, what's going through a driver's head right now?
Well, a lot of the drivers are thinking, I got to get through this first turn, and then from the first turn to the finish. And as you can see, they start side by side, so everybody's got an even shot. Here we see Mad Mike getting a whole shot, but they got to make it around that first turn first.
There you are. Right behind him is P.J. Jones in that blue Traxxas truck. P.J. charging hard, filling in for Keegan Kincaid. Only the second time in SST here this weekend. Already in second spot right now. He's got a bullseye right on Mad Mike's rear end.
Well, we got to give Mad Mike some props here. He normally drives a drift car. He's not normally a jumper, and also he normally drives on the left side. He's from New Zealand, so he's got to drive on the other side of the vehicle, so great job for him.
And then you look right now quickly, right off the bat, lap number 1, P.J. Jones, Scotty Steele, and Sheldon Creed all take the Joker, which gives them a huge advantage real quickly early on in this race.
Depending on where you're at in the competition is going to be key, because if you take it too early and you don't make any advantage, it's going to hurt you. So sometimes it's better to hang back and get it a little later. But here we see Mad Mike losing that lead.
And then there's Aaron Kaufman, gets a little too sideways off the face of the jump. He has to miss the jump. That allows Burt Jenner to move up one more spot and put his sights on the leader.
On board with Burt Jenner, we can see Mad Mike is going through a very steep learning curve at this point, but doing an awesome job. But it's Burt Jenner that's very smooth and very consistent. I like the way he's opening up the corners, and he's not just shoving his nose in anywhere he can fit it.
Well, you know, last year, right here in this very race, Burt Jenner had an opportunity to win his first heat race. Kind of got a little nervous at the end and threw it away. He came back, put himself on the podium in 2014 at the final in Vegas, and now here he is this season, 2015, with some overall wins, some heat race wins. It's a whole new Burt Jenner out there, Ricky.
And here we see Robbie Gordon in the Arctic Cat number 7, taking a little bit of a tricky line there, splitting those jumps. So I know that he knows the promoter, but I don't know if they'd like that when it comes to officiating.
Robbie Gordon right now behind the 12 of Augie Lurch in that Arctic Cat truck. Robbie Gordon kind of taking it easy on the new guy here, Augie, coming into the series here. But I get you, with only 3 laps in so far, as the time goes on, he's going to move him right out of the way.
Can't disagree with you more. No, Robbie Gordon doesn't take it easy on anybody. Anybody's game, his father, his sister, his brother, it doesn't matter. Robbie's going to get his way to the front. But remember, we have the competition yellow, so you got to save your vehicle so that you can fight at the last half.
And there you are on board with P.J. Jones in the lead in that blue Traxxas truck, looking good out front. Applying some pressure to our leader, though, is Scotty Steele in that red live vehicle.
And then right behind him is Burt Jenner, and here we see Sheldon Creed. All 4 of these trucks, you can throw a blanket over the top of them, but now Sheldon's Creed's starting to move his way up through the pack.
Looks like Creed dives to the inside. Is he able to make that pass stick, Ricky? I don't know as he heads down into that back. Oh, and Burt Jenner pile drives him in the inside. And look at Creed, says, hey, Burt, you're number 1.
Yes, and racers have very, very short memories, but they also have very hot tempers. So when it comes to bumping and bagging, and there's more bumping and banging in SST than any other form of racing other than demolition derby. But the racing here is so fierce and so physical that you got to use your bumper as much as you can, but without tearing guys apart.
Now you see right now Jones still out in front, Scotty Steele in second, Sheldon Creed in the 3rd position. You see a little pile up there as they get ready to go into that dirt stretch. Look like we may have had a competitor use a Joker lap, pile into some of the other guys as they come back together again. It's kind of a wild, dangerous situation right there when they come out of that Joker.
Well, trust me, folks, it's just as confusing for us. Here we're on with Burt Jenner. Oh, Burt gets right into Kaufman, but he pushes him out of the way, uses a little bit of bumper, saves his hood, and he's on his way.
And then Burt Jenner, you know, he takes it easy beginning. Oh, and it looks like Kaufman gets that Toyo tire truck into the wall. Aaron Kaufman on a very fast learning curve tonight, Ricky, having a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah, you know, you're getting bumped and banged. A lot of times when I first got into stadium truck racing, at first it made me very angry anytime someone would hit me, but then I realized that's just part of racing. So a lot of times when you watch a UFC, they're throwing elbows and leg kicks and stuff like that. It's a very physical world out there in SST, and you have to use all your tools.
Well, absolutely. You could ask our leader right now, P.J. Jones. He knows SST, this is like arena cross and UFC fighting, and Mickey Thompson's all came together and had a baby, and this is what you're going to have, and it just gets really physical as you see our top 3 right now starting to check out in the pack a little bit. As you said earlier, Ricky, you could still throw a blanket over him.
But Scotty's still doing an awesome job. He's sandwiched between two very fast and very strong Traxxas trucks, and right now we're on board with Scotty Steele looking at the back of Sheldon Creed. He's used that bumper once tonight. He will use it again.
Now keep in mind, Ricky, though, sitting back in that bright green Arctic Cat Wildcat truck is number 7 of Robbie Gordon. He's sitting in 4th right now, just kind of perched back there watching what's happening. I don't believe he's used his Joker lap, which means in just one swift move, he could put himself right in the lead if he times it just right.
The Joker lap is a lot like running NASCAR. If you decide to miss a pit or short pit, you can make up a lot of track time.
That's a great point, Ricky, and that's maybe what Robbie's doing. You know, he's been around racing for a long time, so a lot of great action so far, folks. We'll be right back with you in Stadium Super Truck Racing in just a few moments.
Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Sand Sports Super Show is being brought to you by Traxxas, the highest performance radio-controlled cars, trucks, boats, and helicopters. Only from Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. By Toyo Tires, we are Toyo, all or nothing. And by Arctic Cat, creating the ultimate off-road riding experience. Arctic Cat, share our passion.
Welcome back to CBS Sports Network coverage of Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas. Folks, I'm Sean Cermony. Alongside of me is Ricky Johnson. We've seen every lap for the first half of round 13's main event. This is some highlights of the second half. Look, Ricky Johnson. Only a handful of laps left to go as they go into this very dark section, but fast straightaway there. Oh, and then you see Mad Mike Whitted gets into the wall all on his own, all the way up here from New Zealand. Parks it in the wall.
You can see Mad Mike comes off the jump and he's trying to turn away from the wall, but he can't avoid it. It sucks him in, but he keeps it rolling. But now he's become a moving chicane. Those leaders are coming up on him, and he has to hold his line.
And that looks like Scotty Steele makes a bit of a mistake, slides to the outside. There's the number 74 of Sheldon Creed, takes advantage of that situation.
Well, what happened there is that Scotty Steele backed off and didn't want to hit PJ, and then that allows Sheldon Creed just to stuff his nose right in there. And now Sheldon right up on the bumper of PJ Jones.
And there it is. Teammate on teammate. Traxxas first. Traxxas PJ Jones filling in for Keegan Kincaid out in front in the 47 of blue Traxxas. Right behind him is the red Traxxas of the showstopper himself. Sheldon Creed put some heavy pressure on his teammate and current leader, PJ Jones.
And coming into the picture, you said it earlier, and he took the Joker lane and now is in 4th place. Robbie Gordon has moved himself and he's looking at a podium.
And we got a new leader here as Sheldon Creed goes into the lead, but then makes another mistake. PJ Jones is able to capitalize on it, get back out front.
Well, it really wasn't a mistake made by Sheldon Creed. It was a mistake forced by PJ Jones.
And PJ Jones back out into the lead. He's led pretty much every second of this race. And here he is feeling very comfortable. A handful of laps left to go yet for him. And looking good, PJ Jones back out in front.
PJ with the commanding lead, Robbie Gordon close, but here we see Sheldon and Robbie getting into each other, and Sheldon goes into the fence, gets stuck, Sean, and now cannot unwedge himself. This could be treacherous for his points.
Absolutely, Ricky. You see him there trying to peel out of the fence, got into Robbie Gordon a little bit, bounced to the wall. Good news is the fence worked, everyone's safe. Better news, PJ Jones, he's your winner as they went into a red checkered flag due to the safety fence not being ready to go. And PJ Jones is your winner early on here in round 13. Let's go down and talk to him with Tyler Snyder.
PJ Jones, what a race you had out there. A lot of drama going on at the end, but luckily for you, you came out with the win. You held strong, and you're able to pull up that #1 spot.
Yeah, I got a great start. I took the Joker the first time by, just in case something like this happened. And, Sheldon gave me a little heat on the restart. I didn't get a very good run at the jump down there. I got a little wide. I got a little too hot over the jump and got inside me. Then he made a mistake, and I got back by him. So it was awesome to put this Traxxas racing truck up front. And, those guys back there are tough. They've been doing this a lot. I'm kind of been a little rusty, so I was thinking, okay, just top 3. But we got out in front, and they couldn't get to us.
Well, big congratulations to PJ Jones taking home the first place finish in that Traxxas Stadium Super Truck.
And congratulations to PJ Jones, tonight's victor. Very exciting racing, and to see PJ in that Traxxas truck up on top of the box. It's got to feel good for the whole Traxxas team. All right, SST fans, that being said, we've got a lot of high-flying action coming up just around the corner. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with you.
couldn't be more excited to introduce the Wildcat brand to a lot of folks that are seeing it for the first time. We've got an iconic brand with a loyal following throughout many parts of the world, and certainly we do here in the Southern California market, but not quite as big. And so our partnership with Robbie Gordon helps extend our reach into customers like this that attend the SST race series. So for the first time, we'll be racing in an undercard series Wildcat product with race-inspired chassis and suspension by Robbie Gordon, so we'll be seeing that tonight and be introducing that to the public here shortly. So we couldn't be more excited about the partnership with Robbie and Todd Romano as well. Todd is a mastermind on accessories, and what we've got with the Speed accessories to augment what we're doing with the Wildcat series of product is very, very exciting. We're really just getting started. So this is the beginnings of a partnership that will help us extend into the most extreme sports nature of our product, and we couldn't be happier about it.
Well, there you have it. Arctic Cat has been #1 in the snow for many, many decades, and now they're tackling the sand too as Robbie Gordon and Arctic Cat come together. What a great product they have. And here are the 2016 Arctic Cat Wildcat 1000s in action. Ricky Johnson, a lot of cool drivers out here driving these things.
A lot of superstars doing a lot of crazy stuff in these Arctic Cats. Now you got to remember, they are bone stock. This is the way you can buy them off the showroom floor. And as you can see, sometimes they get bumped and banged and they roll, but they build those roll cages for that reason. Sometimes you crash, sometimes you roll over, but the whole thing is about keeping each other safe. But it's unbelievable how fast and how strong these cars are.
They are handling and built just like a little Stadium Super Trucks, as you think we're going to see this future of this with Arctic Cat and Stadium Super Trucks, basically running Super Truck lights, if you will.
And here we're on board with Robbie Gordon, and that's the one great thing about Robbie Gordon that he brings to a company like Arctic Cat. He's not just a racer and a promoter, he's a designer as well, and he's got a lot of guys that work with the engineers from SST that are helping develop this Arctic Cat to be the strongest UTV out there.
What a great group of people coming together to make an absolutely awesome product. And I can't imagine having any more fun than what you see out there right now, Ricky.
Well, exactly. I mean, everyone's gone to the electric go-kart place or the family karting thing. Imagine that with a 1,000cc motor inside of it, or a 700 or an 800cc motor. It's unbelievable how fast and how strong these vehicles are. Because you can see they're driving the same exact track as the SST trucks, and they're handling it perfectly, as we see Robbie Gordon drifting wide and showing off a little bit.
Now, for those of you that didn't get to see this race and see Robbie Gordon take the very first ever checkered flag and the very first ever Wildcat side-by-side race earlier on today, it was great because we had Sheldon Creed out jumping the big doubles and everything, so very exciting. As we see here, our Traxxas RCs, a lot of great stuff going on here at the Sand Sports Super Show. Ricky, well over 500,000 people here this week at the Sand Sports Super Show, so a great opportunity for everyone involved with Traxxas, Toyo tires, and very, very exciting as we get ready to go back into Super Truck racing.
Sean, looking at some highlights from heat race number 1. PJ Jones with a strong start, but Burt Jenner coming in second. But now we see Sheldon Creed banging on PJ Jones a little bit. Now remember, in the last race, PJ Jones moved Sheldon out of the way, and now we got a 3-way dice for first place.
There you go, and out in front and all kinds of sideways is Gladiator Tire House Beer sponsored, number 50 of Burt Jenner. Burt looking so comfortable out there all night long, taking the checkered flag in heat race number 1. You know, Burt's very, very excited. There we are, recap for heat race number 2. Augie Lurch off to a great start. Ricky Johnson got a couple trucks getting a little sideways through the sand.
Bill Hines getting sideways and Augie Lurch looking to the inside. But now Scotty Steele looking very, very strong. Robbie Gordon making some moves, but it's Scotty Steele holding his line very strongly. And here we see Robbie Gordon, a little over rotation, and around he goes. A little extra donuts. No extra points for that though, Sean.
And Scotty Steele takes the win. Congratulations to Scotty Steele. Let's go down to the pits with Tyler Snyder.
Burt Jenner out here again, a tough competitor in the Stadium Super Truck Series. Burt, there's some more tough competitors out here ready to race, new guys that you haven't been on the track with. What are your expectations?
I think out of all the new guys, no offense to any of them, but I think I'm most worried about Mad Mike. I think he's got some skill. He's got the crazy eye like you need for stadium super trucks, and he looked clean in practice, so I think I got to watch out for him most.
What's your strategy going into the first race of the weekend?
It always starts off with keep it clean and smooth, and it quickly goes south from there and turns into a cat fight. So we'll see how this one turns out.
All right, well, keep your eye out for Burt Jenner out here on the track today.
Burt Jenner, the gentleman gladiator, if you will. Nice guy, but you don't want to upset him. Folks, we'll be right back with you in just a few moments with more Stadium Super Truck Racing.
Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Sand Sports Super Show is being brought to you by Traxxas, the highest performance radio-controlled cars, trucks, boats, and helicopters. Only from Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. By Toyo Tires, we are Toyo, all or nothing. And by Replay XD, the professional HD action camera.
Welcome back, race fans, to CBS Sports Network's coverage of Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas here in Costa Mesa, California. Hi, I'm Sean Sermony. Alongside me is Ricky Johnson. And what great racing we've had here so far this weekend. As you see right there, the look of determination in Burt Jenner's eyes. Last night's winner, P.J. Jones, sitting there and ready to rock and roll here again. And, of course, Robbie Gordon. And here they are sitting there now on the pole is Sheldon Creed. P2 is Augie Lurch in the third spot. Last night's winner, P.J. Jones, and they're off they go green.
Sheldon Creed with a huge hole shot. Now the question is he going to take that Joker lane the first lap because he does have such a commanding lead, or is he going to wait and save that move? But right now, Sheldon Creed, our point leader, with a huge lead.
Now you see him bypassing the jump on lap number 1 to keep them packed up right there so that they're not all piled into that turn after that big jump. But right now, what does he do right off the bat? Sheldon Creed goes for the Joker lap on lap number 1, Ricky.
Well, what this could do is put him so far out in front that people might not be able to touch him. So Sheldon Creed obviously has done very, very well in the past and knows these trucks and knows everything about the series. So it could be a great move, but we'll soon find out.
But also it keeps it interesting. Last night's winner and his teammate, P.J. Jones, actually took the Joker lap as well with Augie Lurch. So Sheldon Creed not getting that big of a lead. He's still got some pretty fast guys right tight behind him.
Looking at the back of P.J. Jones and Augie Lurch chasing him down. And now we see Robbie Gordon and Burt Jenner doing the crossover jump. Burt doing a great job tonight.
Absolutely. This crossover jump, as they go over that Toyo Tire Replay XD jump, it's getting really dusty after the landing there. So these guys got to really be easy on the pedals, eggshells over the pedals, if you will, Ricky, as they get around that tight 180-degree turn.
Well, we've seen Robbie Gordon come from the back so many times. So for somebody like Burt, it's great because he can sit and go through a driving lesson. I did this with Rod Millen, Ivan Stewart, Robin Cochran when I was in stadium trucks. When you're right behind them, you're in the best seat and you get to watch their braking points, their throttle points, and how hard they're jumping. And Burt Jenner doing an awesome job keeping Robbie Gordon right in tow.
Absolutely. I mean, both these guys undoubtedly have the speed to win this. The only difference is, you know, we've got a couple of guys that took the Joker early on, a couple of guys that haven't yet, so they necessarily don't even know where they are in comparison to some of the other fast guys on the track until everyone has taken the Joker and they all meet up.
Well, now as I watch Burt, I kind of like his line better than Robbie's. He looks to the outside, he's opening up his entries, and he's getting a better run. Here we see Robbie doing a little bit better on the crossover jump, but Burt doing a very good job not losing time and making up time everywhere that he can.
Absolutely, you know, Burt being very smooth, and he talked earlier about, hey, you start off as a gentleman, but then it turns into a fist fight. As Robbie Gordon, he does take the Joker lap, and does he get the lead from P.J. Jones? Robbie piles into the wall real hard, Ricky.
That was the shortest lead I think we've had in the race all night long. Robbie Gordon took the Joker lap, got by PJ, but overcooked it going into that last turn, and then banged into the wall. So Robbie Gordon's still on the move, but PJ Jones is still out front.
Still out in front, and Robbie Gordon getting into the rear end of PJ Jones. That Traxxas versus Arctic Cat back and forth right now. Great race out in front.
But Sean, these guys are dicing really hard with each other. PJ has to block lines. Robbie's looking for lines to pass. That's given Burt Jenner an opportunity with free track to make up time. So when he does take the Joker lane, it could be a huge benefit.
Absolutely. And then you see Right behind them in third place right now is Scotty Steele. Scotty Steele never really gets too flustered. He just drives nice and smooth. So meanwhile, our two leaders, Jones and Gordon, they're battling out, slowing each other down. Scotty Steele's like, well, I'm just going to use this time to catch up to you. And there he is, the number 50 Gladiator Tire House beer truck, takes the Joker lap, puts himself into the lead, Ricky.
And that you have an awesome seat. Robbie Gordon, the promoter of this series, has the best seat in the house. Bert Jenner doing a great job, does not clip the wall and puts himself right in front. And now, good for him, Robbie Gordon is beating on the back of PJ Jones.
Well, now Robbie Gordon thinking, okay, I got open track, I'm going to take the Joker. Makes a small mistake, gets to the wall, doesn't grab the lead. Then Bert Jenner makes it happen the proper way, puts himself out in front. Very exciting race, folks. Second half of this race coming up in just a few minutes. Race fans, we are back here at Costa Mesa, California at the Sand Sports Super Show. I'm Sean Cermony. Alongside me is Ricky Johnson as we go back into racing. Ricky, 5 laps left to go into the mandatory competition caution here in tonight's feature.
And a hard charging PJ Jones sticking his nose in everywhere that he can on Bert Jenner, but Bert is holding a strong line, opening up his entries on his corners and not getting flustered by PJ. PJ is a very, very hard charging racer. Now he's got to think about Robbie Gordon behind him as well.
And yet, so I was just thinking, Robbie Gordon and PJ Jones putting those Toyo tires power to the ground, doing everything they can to catch our house beer driver number 50 of Bert Jenner, but open track out in front of them, and everyone has taken their Joker so far, Ricky, for the first half of this race. So it's just open track, no surprises.
Well, and as you said, this is just the first half. At halfway point at lap 10, we are going to get a competition yellow where they all get bunched back up. And here's the difference is, because normally when it comes to tires and stuff like that, if you blister them, they go away. But these are off-road tires. As you wear them down, they get stickier and stickier to a certain point. So you can't overdrive your tires, but you do need to be aggressive the whole time because track position is key.
And there's Jenner, Jones, and Gordon doing everything they can to catch our early leader, Sheldon Creed, who is way out in front. But talking about tires, are these tires going through heat cycles, Ricky?
Absolutely, Sean. But as you can see, there's not a ton of dirt, so the tires don't get that much time to cool down. Here we see Mad Mike, a little bit of smoke coming out. We see him struggling with the wheel. Obviously, he's lost his power steering. He's hard on the brakes, up against the wall. Bad day for Mad Mike Whitten.
Not easy there on a tight track with no power steering here. As you see right now, great battle for third place is PJ Jones and Robbie Gordon as we hop on board with Bert Jenner. Oh, we see Augie Lurch and Aaron Kaufman get into each other. The number 50 of Jenner, he's able to get through this lap traffic, but the lappers are definitely going to be causing a problem now, Ricky.
Well, yeah, and sometimes a lapper can be a blessing and sometimes a curse. If you use it right, you can use him as a pick and put that car between you and the driver that you're racing with. But most of the time, especially when it comes to real physical racing like SST, they just get in your way, slow you down, and let that driver behind you catch you. So right now, we see Bert having a hard time, and now Robbie getting stuck behind Kaufman, and he's not able to do the crossover jump. So Robbie Gordon having to back up, go around, because for safety reasons, you don't have to jump it, but he didn't gain any time.
And then Scotty Steele having to pull into the pits. Some smoke coming out from under the hood. Looks like it might be the end of a good night for the young man Steele as he has to pull off. Getting ready to come into the mandatory competition caution here very soon, Ricky.
And you might wonder why Lurch is trying so hard to stay out in front, and he overdrives the entry and he goes around. He was wanting to hold that position because he wanted to make it to that competition yellow, so that would put him at the back of the lead guys.
And there we are on board with Bert Jenner right now. As you see him trying to dive to the inside of PJ Jones, number 47 Traxxas driver, not able to make it. Goes to the outside, picks his own line as they drag race through the sand pit and into turn number 2 there. A little bumping and grinding, that's all right. 3 talented drivers, almost 3 wide, going over that big Toyo Tires Replay XD catapult jump as we hop on board with Robbie Gordon.
Watching Bert Jenner trying to get back under PJ Jones. Robbie Gordon sizing up. Do I go to the right? Do I go to the left? I'm just going to go wherever I can put this thing. But right now, PJ Jones doing a great job in second place. Bert Jenner in third. Robbie Gordon in fourth. But the guy who's been killing it out front is Sheldon Creed.
It's almost like Sheldon left early. We haven't seen him at all. He's been so out front, and he's been running an absolutely great race. Right now, coming around one more time, I think we should be getting a comp caution in 1 lap from here where they bunch them back up. See Burt Jenner diving hard to the inside, swapping heavy paint with P.J. Jones. Robbie Gordon trying to take advantage of the situation as well and dive into one more spot, not able to make it stick. But as we hop on board with our leader, Creed out in front, clean truck, clean air, clean track, looking great as he runs into some lap traffic.
Charles Dorrance is doing everything he can in the number 3 truck to hold on to that position, because you do not want to go a lap down, because you can fight your way back. So, but here we see Dorrance floating the front wheel. That's what I love about these trucks. They lean so hard depending on your sway bar setup. And here we have Sheldon Creed taking that competition yellow, but Dorrance is still on the lead lap.
That's right, Dorrance still up on the lead lap. A couple guys fell off the pace and no longer are. They're going to go to the very back of the pack. But now you see Sheldon Creed backing it down as we got Burt Jenner, P.J. Jones, Robbie Gordon, all of them bunching up the pack, getting ready to go back clear green shortly. It's about to unleash as we get right back with you after this quick break.
Speed Energy Stadium Super Truck Sand Sports Super Show is being brought to you by Traxxas, the highest performance radio-controlled cars, trucks, boats, and helicopters. Only from Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. By Toyo Tires, we are Toyo, all or nothing. And by Arctic Cat, creating the ultimate off-road riding experience. Arctic Cat, share our passion.
And welcome back to CBS Sports Network coverage of Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas. Folks, this is the last 10 laps of round number 14, about ready to go. Ricky Johnson, we're going green.
Sheldon Creed with another great start. Now let's see if he takes the Joker. He took it at the beginning of the first half of the race. But right now, Burt Jenner about 3 truck lengths behind him with P.J. Jones and Robbie Gordon.
Absolutely. You know, keep in mind, the first half of this race, Sheldon Creed, he was just gone. He had just completely checked out. And what happened there? It looks like P.J. Jones bypasses the Toyo Tire Replay XD jump. Kind of odd. I think, Ricky, we're going to have to go to race control and see what kind of call is going to be made here.
Well, Sean, what happened was in the first original green flag, Robbie Gordon had all the drivers bypass the crossover and loop jump to avoid a bottleneck. But evidently there was a miscommunication between PJ and his crew, so he went the wrong way. We'll see what race control does.
And there's Sheldon Creed taking the Joker lap right off the bat, as he did in the first half of the race as well. Gave himself a good lead then. He's hoping that's going to work for him now. And it is official. The caution flags are out as race control is calling us now in the booth. They are going to re-rack them, Ricky.
And what we did not see is that there was more drivers than just P.J. Jones that did not take that crossover jump. So it's a miscommunication with the drivers. So now we want to make sure we get everybody re-racked in the proper positioning. Here we see Sheldon Creed wanting to get his way back to the front. P.J. Jones wanting to fight and hold his position. But the officials will take care of this and we'll get back underway.
Absolutely. Every one of these drivers want to get every little tiny advantage they possibly can. You know, we're in the second half of this final race here tonight, and every little bit is going to make the difference.
Because now we're down to 8 laps. They did complete two laps, so now it's 8. And now we see Sheldon Creed with a monster jump with Burt Jenner in second and P.J. Jones back in third.
Right behind them in P4 is that Arctic Cat Wildcat Toyo Tires driver of Robbie Gordon. He's going to be looking to charge up front here. We're not going to see Robbie messing around now. We're going to see old school, get down and dirty, get your hands dirty, Robbie Gordon, move up to the front of the pack here.
Pretty much every time you see Robbie drive, that's the way he drives, unless he's leading one of the races in Baja. But here in Stadium Super Trucks, there is no waiting around. It's just get out there and as fast as you can.
You see him right now looking comfortable. Sheldon Creed already pulling a small lead just after one lap of going green here, back into the green. Looking really comfortable. It makes a huge difference when you're out in front like this, doesn't it, instead of being in the pack?
Well, when you got clear track, it helps you a ton. But here's the thing, you don't know how fast you need to run. It's like being chased by a tiger. I want to run fast, but I don't want to wear myself out. And right now, Sheldon Creed is running pretty much right at 100%, but Burt Jenner is doing a great job keeping him in tow. These two drivers with a pretty sizable lead.
Absolutely looking very, very comfortable. Burt Jenner out there with that House Beer Gladiator Tire sponsored truck, looking very good, and he's just kind of watching right now, it looks like, seeing what Sheldon's doing. Meanwhile, P.J. Jones and Robbie Gordon, they're having their own battle. They're basically in 2 different races at once right now, And once everyone has got their joker done, they all get bunched back up, and we'll see exactly who is the leader.
Jones and Gordon taking the joker the first lap, and now they are out in front, Sean, but we got to wait and see what happens with Jenner and Creed. These two drivers have not taken their joker yet.
That's going to make all the difference in the world right now. Jones and Gordon looking good and comfortable, and it looks like Creed did take his joker. And Creed is now back in the lead. He has led the majority of this race all night long. Earlier on in the first half, he had a huge lead. Took the joker in a very strategic time once again, and now he is back out in front with, a comfortable lead in front of Jones and Gordon.
But right now, Jones has to be protected because he's got Robbie Gordon in his rearview mirror, and also Robbie Gordon can't run the line that he wants because he's got P.J. Jones in his front windshield. So this is a perfect scenario, perfect storm for Sheldon Creed. But these two drivers, if they can sometimes hook up together, they can take that momentum and work their way forward.
You know, and all I can think right now, well, we know Scotty Steele's out. He's a competitor that could win any race. We know he's out. He had mechanical failures earlier on. We see these top four drivers. We know Mike Witte is out right now. But where is... and Gordon.
Robbie Gordon with a hard pass, and here we see Burt Jenner has moved into second. He has taken the joker lane, so that joker lane is doing exactly what it needs to do, mix the racing up. And now Robbie Gordon has to set his sights on Jenner and go after Jenner and Creed.
Now it's just straightforward racing. We see Aaron Kaufman of the Toyo Tires truck spun out one more time over in that section, and it is just straight on racing right now. We got Sheldon Creed, we've got Burt Jenner in P2, then we've got, I believe, Robbie Gordon still in P3 and P.J. Jones right here. And this is the way it's going to be. If these guys want to better their position, they're going to have to move a talented driver out of the way to do it.
Now you see Creed smoking that front. What I love about this is he is not holding up. He's pushing as hard as he can, and I'm very impressed. I keep saying this over and over, but Jenner is running very strong and very smooth. So the only one that has a shot at Creed right now is going to be Jenner, and that's if Creed makes a small mistake. But these two drivers are pulling away from Robbie Gordon.
A lot of great racing yet to come from this entire pack. We'll be back with more Stadium Super Truck Racing in just a moment. Race fans, we are back for the conclusion of CBS Sports Network. Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas. This is Stadium Super Truck Racing. 3 laps left to go, folks. I'm Sean Sermon. Along me is Ricky Johnson. Ricky Johnson, only a few laps left to go. It is just unfolding into mayhem right now.
Sheldon Creed with about a 6-car length lead over Burt Jenner. Burt is doing a great job. If Sheldon makes one hiccup, he could have that top podium spot, but there's a reason why this kid is the points leader. He is so fast, so aggressive in so many forms of racing, not just SST, but also short course in the Lucas Series as well. So great job by Sheldon Creed right now, but hot on his heels is Jenner.
That's the thing, you know, Jenner last year had some good runs, but had a few hiccups towards the end and wasn't able to get what he needed out of it. Now he's had podiums, he's had an overall, and right now he is battling our points leader for the win. But then once again, there's Aaron Kaufman in the Toyo Tires truck. One more time, about to get lapped as he brings it around one more time. These lap drivers have reached a little bit of chaos for these guys.
That's right, Sean. Some nights you just can't put it together, but these two drivers, Creed and Jenner, have definitely put it together.
Look at, they're looking great, and right now we're on board. Oh, Charles Dorrance, he gets up into the fence, and Dorrance, he's shutting it down early, but we're staying green, Ricky.
Sheldon Creed out there, I love that. Look, he locks up the front, starts to push a little bit, then lightens it up the back. So a great piece of driving, and I love how well this driver knows the vehicle that's underneath him. He knows when he's pushing to put a little gas, or if he's loose to use a little brake. So great job for Sheldon Creed.
And there's Robbie Gordon in that Arctic Cat Wildcat, green number 7, still charging hard to get to the front, but I don't know if there's enough race left as your leader, Sheldon Creed, in the red Traxxas truck is moving on to the checkered flag. Not too many turns left to go, and we're going to see our leaders finishing this race up.
Well, now you're watching the drivers. They're not sliding as much. They do have the car slightly pitched out to the side. We see Robbie Gordon now has worked his way into third, but Jenner is not as sideways as he was earlier. We can see Sheldon starting to lock up his brakes a little bit, but very, very under control and very maintained. He's doing a great job.
Here we are. Looks like we only got about a half lap left to go or less as Sheldon Creed gets around some debris that's in the track, and the red Traxxas number 74 takes the white flag. We're almost down to the bitter end, the nitty-gritty. It's all about hanging on and making sure we don't make a mistake now, Ricky.
As we see Charles Dorrance up against the wall, he's out of the way and he's safe. But we watch Sheldon Creed, he's taking a different line. It looks like something might have happened to his rear brakes because he's not backing it in as hard as he was. He's coming in, driving, braking, rotating, and then driving off the corner. But that's given Burt Jenner the opportunity to get back to his rear bumper. But with only half a lap to go, he has to make his move quick.
Absolutely, and it's not a matter of just catching Sheldon Creed. Then you got to find a way to get around him. So he's got his work cut out for him here.
But this is Stadium Super Truck, so you might just punt him out of the way if he's got some brake problems. But right now, you see Creed putting it all together and coming in doing a great job. But if you notice, he's not arcing the back out like he was earlier. He's all driving with the nose.
And there he is, taking the checkered flag. Tonight's champion, that is Sheldon Creed in the red Traxxas 74, going into a celebratory donut. Very good racing all weekend long for Creed. As you see, Burt Jenner in second place, unofficially Robbie Gordon in third. And you see there our winner in that red Traxxas truck, Sheldon Creed, gets up into the wall and starts getting those Toyo tires to the ground. And there is the elder statesman himself, Robbie Gordon. That's kind of a fist bump in motorsports, saying, man, attaboy, kid, nice job. You got some more points on me here this weekend. Very, very exciting racing all weekend long. Let's take it down to Taylor Snyder, talk to our winner, Sheldon Creed.
Sheldon Creed takes the win here at Stadium Super Trucks race, heat number 2. Sheldon, you had the pole coming into this race, so a lot of clean air out there. However, lap traffic is always right there in the way.
Yeah, it helps a lot starting the pole, to get away from these guys on a really difficult track to drive, and it's really slippery tonight. So, this was that was fun. Being able to lead like that is it's really fun, and just run smooth lines, be super conservative, and I was looking backwards and just watching the guys battle and just slowing each other down. I was just like, yes, yes, and I kept running into lap traffic every once in a while, and that would slow me up a little bit, but I got lucky. Every time I'd come by, they would go wide, so that helped a lot. And I just got to thank Traxxas for getting me out here and let me do this stuff and bring home wins for them. So thank you guys.
And congratulations to round number 13's champion, Sheldon the Showstopper Creed, as he gained some points on Robbie Gordon and others. Let's go down and check in on second place with Taylor Snyder and Burt Jenner.
Burt, crazy things going on out there. You had Robbie Gordon, PJ Jones, Sheldon Creed, all the top contenders vying for that spot on the podium.
It's good company to be in, that's for sure, especially as a rookie, who is such a rookie that after getting on the podium, I took my truck back to the pits and then sat there, not realizing that I'm supposed to come to the podium for my sponsor, Gladiator Tires, which we earned tonight, and give this speech. So, fun night, definitely, and just glad to bring it home and be in this company. I'm emotional enough as it is, so I'm just going to keep it and take it day by day and race by race and try and just keep it simple. I think as a rookie, that's what's smart. So that's my plan, and I'm sticking to it.
Congratulations on finishing second here tonight, Burt Jenner.
Well, there you go, Stadium Super Trucks fans. Another very exciting weekend of Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas. That is rounds 13 and 14. Keep in mind, Sheldon Creed kept that momentum going, winning round 15 here on Sunday. Robbie Gordon still up on the podium with another second place, and Burt Jenner having a great, great weekend with a third place again for round 15 and Sunday. Folks, that is the conclusion of CBS Sports Network Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas. Our next rounds, we're headed down under to Australia to the Gold Coast, and then on up to Sydney, then of course coming right back here to Las Vegas, Nevada for SST's final of the year. For Taylor Snyder, Ricky Johnson, I'm Sean Ceremony. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.